We live in a world that constantly communicates but rarely listens. We live in a cultural context that is so set in Asia around honor and shame. Listening is one of the best ways that we can communicate honor and love, and is so significant in our context in Asia. Biblically, we see the implications of listening are tremendous for people. The Moses generation does not listen, they complain, they miss out. The Joshua generation does listen, and they get their inheritance. The disciples listen to Jesus, the Jews despise Jesus. The result is huge. Our future of inheriting what God has for us is very much dependent on our ability to listen. But unfortunately, for many of us, this simple tool that our moms tried to teach us from when we were still young, myself included, we tragically struggle at continuing to do it well. As leaders, one of the most strategic decisions we can make is to intentionally listen and then learn, and then from that place lead. In the book of Malachi, chapter 2, God speaks this really clearly to a group of leaders. We're not going to read the whole thing, but just look at this. And now, O priests, this command is for you, if you will not listen. Now look down right here. I will curse your blessings, and down here, behold, I will rebuke your offspring and spread dung on your faces. Now, some of us are like, oh, but all I have to say is God is very serious with leaders about being listeners, very clearly from that scripture. He warns us as leaders, if we don't learn to listen, there will be consequences. And God consistently gives his people promises that are contingent or dependent on the conditional statement of, if you listen. But listening is not just listening to words, sometimes it's listening to more than just words. After working in Asia for the last 13 years, I really believe it is so important for us to be so sensitive to how we communicate. Especially in the Asian context. I have worked with several people who have ended up losing all of their leadership influence because of how they communicate. Specifically, their nonverbal communication caused building up walls between them and Asians and caused people to be very scared of them. Some of them justified that and said, that's just how I am. God accepts us, Jesus accepts us just how we are, but that He changes us to become more like Him and strategically in the context we are serving so that we will have greater influence for the gospel. I want to confess to you this morning, as a Westerner in Asia, I struggle with my non-verbal communication being appropriate sometimes. On Monday, I was sitting right here as the flags of the nations came onto the stage. And one of my leaders afterwards said, I could tell that you were not very happy with that flow. I didn't have to say a word, I'd already communicated. Oftentimes we are communicating more than we ever think, and it's very sensitive in the Asian context. I'm married to a Korean American, and in Korean there is a word nunchi. And nunchi means that you know what somebody is thinking or wanting without them saying anything. I want to propose to you that nonverbal communication is even more important in the Asian context than any of us really realize. Many of us have heard of psychological studies that talk about how 70 to 90% of what we communicate is actually communicated through nonverbal communication. One psychologist debated this, so he did another study. And what he found out that nonverbal communication was actually 12.5 times more powerful in communicating attitudes and feelings from our tone, body language, facial expressions, and posture. No one can really calculate accurately how influential nonverbals are. But this morning we want to talk about that it's probably more important in Asia than anywhere else in the world. She kept some nine on the Tisnaka again, the pet jets snap the board, I never know Archa came to our Bumra, look, cheers and Paul. So I would like to introduce to you our campus director, one of my dearest friends, and one of the best leaders I have ever served under, and my boss, Cheers and Paul. Can you welcome him?
Good job. Rồi những khởi đại ca rồi sai tại đó lớn trên biết sầm đây nè. មានអតិពលជាខ្លាំងនៅក្នុងបរិបទអាស៊ីរបស់យើង
So like we just discussed, nonverbal communication is oftentimes even more influential than the words that we speak in
ហើយ
Asia.
សំខាន់ណាស់ក្នុងនាមយើងជាអ្នកដឹកនាំបេសកកម្មនៅមកកាន់អាស៊ីសំខាន់ដែលយើងត្រូវស្វែងយល់ហើយយកចិត្តទុកដាក់ទាំងសង្កេតមើលថាតើវាខុសគ្នាយ៉ាងណាទៅតាមវប្បធម៌តាមទីកន្លែងនីមួយៗ
And so as leaders, we must intentionally observe and pick up off of cultural cues to understand more about nonverbals in Asia.
ខណៈពេលដែលគ្នាយើងមួយចំនួនយើងមកពីប្រទេសផ្សេងនៅលោកខាងលិចឬនៅកន្លែងផ្សេងគឺធ្វើដំណើរមកកាន់អាស៊ីហើយគ្នាយើងមួយចំនួនទៀតនៅក្នុងអាស៊ីក៏ប៉ុន្តែព្រះអង្គហៅយើងទៅបម្រើព្រះអង្គនៅប្រទេសអាស៊ីផ្សេងៗ
It's relevant to many of us as we've come from the Western world to serve in Asia, as well as many of us as Asians who are being called from one Asian nation to another Asian nation, that we would have extreme self-awareness in this area.
នៅក្នុងទ្វីបអាស៊ីមានរបៀបនៃការប្រស្រ័យទាក់ទងក្រៅពីពាក្យសម្ដីយ៉ាងជាក់លាក់ដែលទាមទារឲ្យយើងយកចិត្តទុកដាក់
In Asia, there is so much going on that is not spoken, and we have to be intentional to understand it.
ពីព្រោះនៅក្នុងទ្វីបខាងនេះមានវប្បធម៌មានការឲ្យតម្លៃផ្សេងៗពីគ្នា
Because in Asia, the way that we value different things is different than in other parts of the world.
ដោយបើសិនតែយើងមើលបែបទៅខាងនេះគេហៅថាជាបរិបទ high contact ដែលជាបរិបទនៃទ្វីបអាស៊ី
So if you look at the scale, on the far extreme right of the scale is Asia, and it's called a high context culture.
ហើយនៅខាងនេះគេហៅថា low contact គឺជាភាពច្រើនជាលោកខាងលិចនៅទ្វីបអឺរ៉ុប
On the opposite end of that is called low context, which is most of the Western nations.
ឬប្រជាជននៅលោកខាងលិចគាត់ងាយស្រួលនៅក្នុងការបញ្ចេញគំនិតរបស់គាត់តាមរយៈពាក្យសម្ដីហើយអ្វីដែលការប្រស្រ័យពីខាងក្នុងចេញមកខាងក្រៅតាមមុខមាត់នៃការផ្សេងៗទៅ
So low context, we depend on words. We have direct communication, and it can happen very quickly without any introduction, and we don't really care about social hierarchy.
ហើយយើងនិយាយគ្នាដោយត្រង់មានបញ្ហាគេជួបគ្នាហើយគេនិយាយដែលអត់មានលក្ខពុតនៅខាងក្នុងអារម្មណ៍យ៉ាងម៉េចនិយាយចឹងគិតយ៉ាងម៉េចនិយាយចឹងក្នុងចិត្តមិននិយាយចឹងមក
You can say it straight, strong, wear it all on your sleeve, and it's socially acceptable, and nobody gets, well, usually people don't get their feelings hurt.
ពេលខ្លះតាមរយៈពាក្យសម្ដីពេលខ្លះទៅ
Sometimes with words, sometimes with facials.
ក៏ប៉ុន្តែក្នុងបរិបទអាស៊ីផ្សេងផងគ្នា
But in Asia, it is very different.
ជាវប្បធម៌មួយដែលឲ្យតម្លៃទៅលើការអាម៉ាស់កិត្តិយសហើយការរួបរวมជាមួយនឹងគ្នា
We are such a culture of shame and honor, and we value unity and community so much that we never want anyone to feel shame.
ជាទូទៅមិនអាចបង្ហាញអ្វីគេពីខាងក្នុងតាមរយៈពាក្យសម្ដីឬមួយកាយវិការខាងក្រៅដោយនៅលោកខាងលិច
So because we don't want shame, we are careful not to let things out from inside that could cause shame for ourselves or others.
យើងមានកាយវិការការប្រស្រ័យទាក់ទងខាងក្រៅផងដែរក៏ប៉ុន្តែទាំងអស់មិនបានបកស្រាយអ្វីពីខាងក្នុងនិងអត្ថន័យពីព្រោះគុណតម្លៃហើយនឹងវប្បធម៌របស់យើង
We communicate with nonverbals, but it's not all of what's in our heart because we don't want to cause offense.
ឥឡូវនេះសូមឲ្យខ្ញុំបង្ហាញដល់លោកអ្នកបងប្អូនពីឧទាហរណ៍មួយចំនួនដែលក្នុងចំណោមការប្រស្រ័យទាក់ទងផ្សេងៗដែរ
So I want us to think a little bit about some different areas of nonverbal communication and how it's different in Asia.
ទីមួយគឺការមើលមុខគ្នា
First thing is eye contact.
ឥឡូវយើងអង្គុយជិតគ្នាយើងងាកទៅកាន់គ្នាយើងមើលគ្នាគ្នាទៅបាទ
So turn to your friend and just take a little look.
នៅលោកខាងលិចការនិយាយមើលមុខគ្នាដោយត្រង់នៅលោកខាងលិចការនិយាយមើលមុខគ្នាដោយត្រង់អាចមានន័យថាបង្ហាញពីការយើងស្មើភាពគ្នាយើងនិយាយដោយមានទំនុកចិត្តហើយបង្កប់ដោយអត្ថន័យតាមការគោរពគ្នា
In the Western world, when we look eye to eye, it means we're equal. I am confident, and I'm respecting you by looking you in the eyes.
ក៏ប៉ុន្តែនៅក្នុងបរិបទអាស៊ី
But in Asia,
នៅពេលដែលអ្នកតូចនិយាយជាមួយអ្នកធំជាទូទៅយើងមិនអាចនិយាយឲ្យដល់មើលមុខដោយត្រង់នោះទេ
because social hierarchy is a real thing, whether you like it or not. The person that is seen as lower, if they look straight in the big dog's eyes, it is completely disrespectful and bringing shame.
វាបង្ហាញថាយើងអត់គោរពអ្នកនោះ
It shows disrespect and dishonor.
ពេលដែលខ្ញុំនៅតូចខ្ញុំទៅរៀននៅសាលារដ្ឋ
When I went to school
ហើយខ្ញុំធ្វើលំហាត់ខ្លះខុស
and I did some homework wrong,
គ្រូហៅខ្ញុំមកមុខ
and the teacher called me,
ហើយនៅពេលដែលគ្រូហៅខ្ញុំមកមុខ លោកគ្រូគាត់ចឹងឲ្យខ្ញុំចូលមក
So I came up to the teacher,
ហើយគាត់និយាយជាមួយខ្ញុំ
and he spoke to me,
គាត់ថាពេលខ្ញុំធ្វើបែប
and my eyes were like this.
ខ្ញុំស្ដាប់
I listened,
ក៏ប៉ុន្តែក្នុងរបៀបដែលខ្ញុំគោរពគាត់ជាគ្រូខ្ញុំមិនអាចធ្វើមុខគាត់បាន
but the way that I had to respect him was not by looking at him.
ព្រោះតែវិញប្រសិនបើខ្ញុំមើលមុខគាត់ឲ្យត្រង់គាត់នឹងបង្ហាញថាអានេះមុខឌឺដល់ហើយ
If I looked the teacher straight in the eyes, it would be like the most offensive thing culturally to possibly do.
cho nênពេលដែលយើងមកពីលោកខាងលិចហើយយើងមកពីនៅអាស៊ីនេះហើយយើងធ្វើ one on one ជាមួយគ្នា
Now you think about when we come as Westerners into Asia and we come to have a one-on-one.
ពេលដែលលោកខាងលិចគាត់នឹងបង្ហាញអារម្មណ៍របស់គាត់ជាមួយនឹងសម្លេងហើយគាត់នឹងដាក់ទឹកមុខរបស់គាត់
And as we talk to them and look in their eyes and we are intense and we do all these hand gestures.
ហើយអាស៊ីគាត់នឹងឈរឬមួយគាត់នឹងអង្គុយច្រើន
And the Asian.
ហើយគាត់នឹងមានអារម្មណ៍ថាខ្ញុំឥឡូវនេះកំពុងតែចូលនៅក្នុងរោងខ្លា
And they feel like, man, I'm in a lion's cage right now.
យើងមើលពីការបង្ហាញទឹកមុខ
Think about facial expressions.
នៅលោកខាងលិចងាយស្រួលបង្ហាញអារម្មណ៍គំនិតរបស់យើងតាមរយៈមុខរបស់យើងតែម្ដង
We share all of our thoughts on our faces, like I told you.
ពេលគេគាត់និយាយថាគាត់មិនបាច់និយាយមួយម៉ាត់ទេគេគាត់តែមើលឃើញមុខគាត់គេដឹងថាគាត់មានអារម្មណ៍មិនដែរ
Like Gar said on Monday, he didn't have to say anything and everybody knew.
យើងទៅអាស៊ីនៅទីនេះមករយៈយើងដឹងថាអាស៊ីគាត់ជួយចិត្តយើង
If you've been in Asia for more than a hot minute, you know that Asians like to smile.
នៅពេលដែលយើងជួបគ្នាអូសុខទុក្ខយ៉ាងណាដែរការដែលយប់មិននិយាយយ៉ាងម៉េចដែរអូអាហារទៅទីកន្លែងទៅវាយវ៉ាននេះយ៉ាងម៉េចដែរអាស៊ីយើងទូទៅគេគាត់មើលអូ
Whenever we ask something, like we always start with a little greeting, like "How are you? How did you sleep? How was your food? How was the food? Oh, it was so delicious at Island, so delicious."
អាស៊ីយើងរៀបឲ្យបង្កប់អត្ថន័យថាយើងរួមគ្នាយើងមានសន្តិភាពជាមួយគ្នាហើយវាជាបរិយាកាសសប្បាយនៅពេលដែលយើងគ្រប់គ្នាយើង
We smile because it communicates what we value, which is relationship, unity, and community.
ក៏ប៉ុន្តែมันអាចបង្ហាញតែมันបានបកស្រាយអាមុខញញឹមមិនមែនមានន័យថាអាខាងក្នុងអស់ពីពុះមកញញឹមទេ
But don't interpret that smile as everything that's going on in the heart.
តែផ្ទុយទៅវិញអាស៊ីប្រសិនបើជួបមុខកញ្ញើឬមួយមុខកែឬមួយមុខងំអាស៊ីនឹងមានអារម្មណ៍ថាអូខ្ញុំមិនអាចចូលចិត្តអានេះបានទេ
But if you do not have a smiling face, you need to understand Asians will be scared of you, not want to have a relationship with you, and will avoid you.
ឬនៅពេលនៅក្នុងបរិបទអាស៊ីការញញឹមបង្កើតបរិយាកាសទាញមនុស្សឲ្យចូលមក
So in Asia, smiling creates an environment where people feel welcome.
មិនបកស្រាយពីក្នុងចិត្តមិនបកស្រាយពីអារម្មណ៍ពិតប្រាកដក៏ប៉ុន្តែបង្កើតបរិយាកាសឲ្យមនុស្សចូលមក
So smiling, it might not be the interpretation of their real heart, but smiling creates an environment where we can speak and listen.
មុខមាំមុខកាយបង្កើតបរិយាកាសមួយរុញមនុស្សថយទៅក្រោយ
Grumpy face will cause people not to feel welcome and not be able to speak.
លោកម្នាក់គាត់និយាយយ៉ាងដូចនេះគាត់ជាអ្នកនិពន្ធនៅក្នុងសភៅមួយដែលថាខ្លាញញឹមហើយអ្នករៀនអ្នកខ្លួន
So there's a Singaporean author with a book called Smiling Tiger, Hidden Dragon about conflict in Asia.
គាត់និយាយថាការញញឹមនឹងអ្នកក្បាលគឺជាការសំរុំទៅតាមវប្បធម៌ក៏ប៉ុន្តែវានឹងផ្ទុះឡើងប្រសិនបើមិនអាចដោះស្រាយបានបញ្ហាបានហើយវានឹងផ្ទុះឡើងផងដែរប្រសិនបើមិនអាចគ្រប់គ្រងបាន
He said this smiling and nodding are a culturally appropriate nonverbal behavior, but it can be implosive if issues are not resolved and explosive if emotions aren't managed.
អាស៊ីញញឹមបង្ហាញនៅមុខខាងក្រៅកាយវិការខាងក្រៅក៏ប៉ុន្តែมันបានបកស្រាយអ្វីទាំងអស់ពីដែលនោះបាន
So we're smiling because we value unity, but don't interpret that as we're in a good place.
ឬនៅពេលដែលយើងជាអ្នកដឹកនាំនៅក្នុងអាស៊ីយើងត្រូវសំខាន់ថានៅពេលដែលនិយាយពីការស្ដាប់យើងមិនមែនគ្រាន់តែស្ដាប់អ្វីគេអ្នកនោះគាត់និយាយក៏ប៉ុន្តែយើងចង់ស្ដាប់អ្វីគេដែលអ្នកនោះមិននិយាយនៅក្នុងចិត្តគាត់នៅក្នុងគំនិតគាត់ លើក្នុងអារម្មណ៍
So as we lead in Asia, what we are listening for is not just the words that people are speaking, but we're listening for what is in their heart, what is in their minds, what is going on inside.
ហើយនេះជួយយើងពិចារណានៅពេលដែលយើងប្រជុំមួយដែលមានពី3នាក់មកពីលោកខាងលិចហើយ3-4នាក់នៅឯបណ្ដាអាស៊ី
This can happen so quickly when we have an international YWAM leadership group. There's 2 or 3 Westerners, and then there's like 4 or 5 Asians together. So here's the topic, and all the Westerners just start to go at it. And we have an hour. And there's one topic. And the Westerners will think quick and respond quick and talk so much. And we're so grateful as Asians that Westerners have come to serve in Asia, and they will give their ideas. And the other Westerner, if he does not agree, he will speak straight back. For an hour. 15 minutes, the 2 Westerners back and forth. It's like a tennis match, everyone's just watching. And the Asians are just watching the ball back and forth. And after an hour of watching the tennis match, the Westerner turns to the Asian and goes, "Do you agree?" And the Asian thinks to himself, if I disagree, it's going to get the 2 of them, like, it's going to hurt their feelings. If I reject this idea, it's going to bring disunity to our team. What does he say? I agree. Finish the meeting. Tennis match over. Smile big. And not the head. There's a leadership guru that says this: the biggest strategic advantage a leader has is their capacity to learn. I want you to think about that phrase. The biggest strategic advantage a leader has is their capacity to learn. We don't just learn about the skill of leadership, we need to learn about the people that we're leading. We can't just really learn from leadership books. We need to learn from leading real people and what they're going through and how they function. Because our goal for all of us, including us here in Danamon, is not to create a big ministry, but to raise up leaders from Asia to go out to the nations. So it doesn't matter how long we've been leading or how old we are, whenever we're in a role of leadership, we must continue to learn wherever we go. It's hard to see, but it says if a leader refuses to listen, they will end up surrounded by people who have nothing to say. Because good leaders are looking for a place where they can contribute.
គេទៅរកកន្លែងណាដែលមានអ្នកដឹកនាំដែលស្ដាប់គេមិនគ្រាន់តែស្ដាប់ពាក្យសម្ដីរបស់គេតែស្ដាប់ចិត្តគំនិតនិងអារម្មណ៍របស់គេ
Great leaders create space where people can come and contribute, and great leaders don't just listen to words, but they listen to what's going on beyond the words.
ហើយប្រសិនបើយើងជាអ្នកដឹកនាំតែមិនស្ដាប់នោះទេវានឹងឈ្មោះទៅរកចំណុចដែលបណ្ដាលជ័យហើយ
But if we do not listen, we will end up with people that are actually not leaders around
ដូច
us.
ជាសម្រាប់យើងជាអ្នកដឹកនាំយើងត្រូវបង្កើតបរិយាកាសយ៉ាងណាដែលមនុស្សផ្សេងដែលគាត់អាចឲ្យគាត់អាចចែកពីព្រោះគាត់មានមនុស្សដែលស្ដាប់ទៅកាន់គាត់
Great leaders create cultures that enable other leaders to contribute because they are listened to. The opposite is also true. If leaders are not listened to, they will eventually move on.
អ្នកដែលមានសក្តានុពលគេទៅរកកន្លែងណាដែលគេអាចឲ្យទៅកន្លែងណាដែលគេស្ដាប់គាត់ក៏ប៉ុន្តែប្រសិនបើយើងមានបរិយាកាសមួយដែលមិនមានមនុស្សអាចឲ្យបាននោះទេគេនឹងចាត់ចែង
If we do not create an environment where people can contribute, they will leave.
ហើយការនេះនឹងធ្វើឲ្យយើងចាប់ផ្ដើមគិតអំពីការដែលយើងធ្វើការនៅក្នុងអាស៊ីហើយយើងចង់លើកឲ្យមានអ្នកស្រុកដែលនៅអាស៊ីនេះលើកឡើងធ្វើជាអ្នកដឹកនាំឲ្យបេសកជនយើងត្រូវបង្កើតបរិយាកាសយ៉ាងណាដើម្បីឲ្យគាត់មានសម្លេងបញ្ចេញគំនិតបញ្ចេញការដឹកនាំរបស់
So as leaders in Asia, we must create an environment where Asians feel free to be able to contribute and speak, and they are the ones that make us work.
គឺអ្វីមួយដែលនៅទីនេះគេនិយាយថាបបាក់នឹងអាចទៅក៏ប៉ុន្តែនិយាយថានៅក្នុងបរិបទអាស៊ីការដែលយើងអាចមានលទ្ធភាពក្នុងការស្ដាប់ការប្រស័យទាក់ទងបានក្រៅពីពាក្យសម្ដីបានឬមួយក៏អត់វានឹងជះឥទ្ធិពលទៅកាន់ការដឹកនាំរបស់យើងឲ្យមានប្រសិទ្ធភាពមួយដល់
So one thought as we close, in the Asian context, the ability to listen to nonverbal communication will either greatly enhance or greatly handicap your impact as a leader.
ដូចខ្ញុំសូមលើកទឹកចិត្តដល់អស់លោកអ្នកបងប្អូន
So I want to encourage us as leaders.
យកចិត្តទុកដាក់ទៅក្នុងការស្ដាប់
May we continue to become listeners.
ហើយយើងមិនគ្រាន់តែស្ដាប់តាមរយៈពាក្យសម្ដីក៏ប៉ុន្តែយើងសង្កេតឲ្យប្រើភ្នែករបស់យើងស្វែងយល់វប្បធម៌ដែលយើងកំពុងតែស្ដាប់
May we not just listen to the words, but may we listen to the nonverbals so that we may understand the people we are serving.
ដើម្បីឲ្យយើងអាចដឹកនាំមានប្រសិទ្ធភាពល្អដោយចាប់ផ្ដើមជាមួយនឹងការដែលយើងជាអ្នកដែលពូកែស្ដាប់ធ្វើជាសិស្សដែលពូកែនឹង
That we may model what it looks like to be a listening leader to raise up a generation of leaders that are listening.
ហើយយើងមិនមែនគ្រាន់តែស្ដាប់តែពាក្យសម្ដីតែស្ដាប់អ្វីគេដែលគាត់មិនបាននិយាយតាមរយៈពាក្យ
It
សម្
does
ដី
not just listen to the words, but listens to the nonverbals.
គឺសូមឲ្យយើងលូតលាស់ដូចជាការដែលម្ដាយរបស់យើងបានប្រាប់យើងកាលពីនៅតូចថាកូនអើយសូមស្ដាប់
So may we grow like our mothers taught us from an early age to be good listeners.
សូមឲ្យយើងក៏ដូចជាប្រជាជនដែលនៅក្នុងចំនួនម៉ូសេឬមួយក្នុងចំនួនម៉ាឡាគីដែលត្រូវការស្ដីបន្ទោសពីព្រះអង្គតែសូមឲ្យយើងគឺជាប្រជាជនដែលនៅក្នុងចំនួនយូស្វេដែលទទួលមរតកជាបេសកកម្មរបស់ព្រះអង្គ
And may we be a generation in Asia that, unlike Moses and unlike what we read in Malachi, that we would be like a Joshua generation that inherits the promises that God has for us.
ទទួលសេចក្តីសន្យារបស់ព្រះអង្គសម្រាប់ចលនាបេសកកម្មដែលចេញពីអាស៊ីនេះតាមការដែលព្រះអង្គបានទុកដាក់មក
And then we would see the fruition of the prayers of our spiritual moms and dads, and we would see a missions movement out of Asia that would change the world.
ជាម្នាក់ដែលពូកែស្ដាប់ជាម្នាក់ដែលពូកែរៀននោះនឹងជួយយើងជាម្នាក់ដែលពូកែនឹងដឹកនាំ
Let's be great listeners and great learners so that we can be great leaders.
ឥឡូវនេះសូមឲ្យយើងទៅតាមតបជាមួយនឹងចាស់ទុំរបស់យើង
So let's turn to our tables with our elders, and here's some questions for us.
ហើយនេះជាសំណួរដែលយើងពិភាក្សាជាមួយនឹងគ្នា
And we will talk a little bit about each one of these.
លើកជានឹងអានសំណួរទី1ដល់ទី3
So I'll read these to you, and then you can go for it.
តើចំណុចណាមួយដែលប៉ះពាល់អ្នកជាងគេតាមរយៈការថត
What was the one thing that impacted you the most from this God Talk?
តើធ្វើយ៉ាងម៉េចឲ្យអ្នកពូកែនឹងសង្កេតឲ្យប្រើប្រាស់ការប្រស័យទាក់ទងគ្នាក្រៅពីពាក្យសម្ដីនេះក្នុងជីវិតប្រចាំថ្ងៃនិងកិច្ចការបម្រើព្រះអង្គ
How can you become better in observing and utilizing nonverbal communication in your daily life and ministry?
តើយើងជាអ្នកដែលដឹកនាំបង្កើតវប្បធម៌យ៉ាងណាដែលធ្វើឲ្យអ្នកដទៃនៅជុំវិញនឹងគាត់អាចចែកចាយគំនិតព្រោះគេដឹងថាមានអ្នកស្ដាប់
How can we as leaders create cultures where leaders can contribute because they know they are being listened to?
គឺសូមជួយទៅតាមតុរបស់យើងហើយពិភាក្សាជជែកគ្នាលេងជាមួយចាស់នោះហើយបន្ទាប់ឲ្យមានឱកាសលើកពីគ្នា
So turn in your tables and talk with your elders. Let's conversate for a while and then we'll get some feedback.